Top teens are becoming brutes. Another top athlete is emerging in Poland, and the daughters are branching out. We'll look at how they're inspiring women around the globe next on Game Central. Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of Game Central presented by Thorne Personalized Scientific Wellness. I'm Sean Woodland with Annie Sakamoto as we continue to work our way through the off-season, but we've had an eventful couple of months so far.
Yeah, I have to say, Sean, the Rogue Invitational did not disappoint. Specifically, that finale was amazing. And we still have the Dubai Championships and the Legend Championships to look forward to. So definitely a fun off-season so far.
Yeah, then Wadapalooza's on the horizon, then we're right back to 2022 and the start of the game season. Speaking of the game season, some athletes now are starting to get ready for their training for the 2022 season. The teenagers, some of these up-and-coming athletes are among them. Cary is joining the Brute crew in Naples, Florida. They're all coached by Matt Torres, but when you look at the athletes he has now under his wing, this is an impressive list. Now when you look at Cary and how impressive she was this past year, what does this move now mean for her development as she heads into 2022?
I think this move to Naples is definitely going to accelerate her development as an athlete. The fact that she's going to have, her coach's eyes constantly on her, that constant attention, and then of course the group dynamic. It's just priceless. And if you're one of her fans, you're very excited for her, and if you're one of her competitors, you're a little worried at this point.
Yeah, Cary was one of the many names that emerged as the sort of the next generation of stars at the CrossFit Games. Gabriela Migala was another one, and when you look at what she has done during her career, I mean, you can see a very clear progression here, and in the past couple of events, 2021 CrossFit semifinals, third, sixth at the Games, and then third at the Rogue Invitational. So what's up next for her in 2022, given this pattern that we've seen from her?
I'm expecting some great things from Gabriela Migala this year, and I think physically she has established herself as a great athlete, and I think what's happening now is that she is gaining the confidence that she needs to really perform well on the floor. That really started in 2020 with a couple sanctionals that she had 2 top 5 finishes at, Strength and Depth and Dubai. Then we see her get 6th place at the CrossFit Games this year, and she follows that up with a 3rd place finish at the Rogue Invitational. She only had 1 finish outside of top 10. Considering that now she's living in Spain, training with her boyfriend, Christoph, who is a coach for the program, I just think that this is really going to be Gabby's year.
Sara Sigmundsdottir is someone we didn't get to see compete this year, unfortunately, due to that knee injury, but she looks like she will be at the Dubai CrossFit Championship. But she's made some headlines in other fashion than being on the competition floor. Recently, she took to Instagram and made a very long post that dealt with body image and then gender expectations. And when you read that, it's a great post and very well written, but how does that inspire other female athletes in CrossFit?
I think number one, Sean, it's the honesty, the fact that she spoke from the heart, that is just such a beautiful thing. And I think she is inspiring a lot of CrossFit athletes just to be true to themselves, but even better, I think she's going to inspire a lot of non-CrossFit athletes or people kind of on the periphery. And I think about when I was growing up and I was always kind of described as stocky. I had thick legs and, I was just a little bit thicker. Stocky wasn't a kind term. Well, it wasn't meant to be mean, but it wasn't a complimentary term. And now I look at my daughter, for instance, who's 15, and she's built a little bit more like I am. And her image of herself is very different than my image of myself. And I think that is thanks to the likes of people like Sara Sigmundsdottir, who aren't only living this image, but they're putting it out there on places like Instagram. And so I'm just very thankful that Sara wrote that post because it's very inspiring. Again, not just to the CrossFit athletes, but to everybody.
Well, speaking of Icelandic women who are doing cool things, Katrin Davidsdottir and Annie Thorisdottir have written a children's book. They're getting ready to release that early in 2022. You can pre-order it now. But when you see athletes like Katrin and Annie, big name athletes in the sport, now branching out and having an impact not only on younger people in the CrossFit community, but also maybe some young people who don't even know what CrossFit is. How does this help lend to the legitimacy of these stars and the sport?
Well, I think what's great is, as CrossFit becomes more mainstream, as we find it on CBS Sports and some of these bigger channels, its athletes are becoming more mainstream. And what that means is that they're recognized not just within the CrossFit community, but outside of that realm. And then to see people like Annie and Katrin take it and not just do fitness things with their images or their likeness, but to do things outside of fitness is great. It means that, you know, as athletes, we're connecting with a greater global community, and it's really exciting, I think, to see these things start to happen.
Yeah, and their children's book, What is the Way, starts shipping in January of 2022. So be sure to check that out and order a copy if you haven't already. And that is just one of the many cool things that's on the horizon. You heard Annie mention some of the competitions that are coming up. The Open starts February 24th. That's right around the corner. You want to get training for that. If you haven't already, maybe work on some of those wall walks so they might show up again. But on the immediate horizon, the 2018 CrossFit Games documentary, that is out on December 7th. Then on December 9th, we have the Legends competition for the Masters that's going on in San Diego. For information on that, you can check out the Legends competition Instagram page for all the information on the live stream and schedule. Tommy will have Inside the Leaderboard segment that will get you ready for that competition. And then we will also have the Game Central with Tommy, where we talk about the top stories on the men's side. If you haven't watched that already, be sure to check that out. That is a lot of stuff coming up, but it's still going to be a lot of fun as we get ready for 2022. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. For Annie Sakamoto, I'm Sean Woodland. This has been Game Central presented by Thorne, personalized scientific wellness.